Welcome to a brand new edition of Insta Chat with the Journalist. And today, my guest is Just Mo. He's fresh from a very hot mix on YFM. So, yeah, man, he's joining us. Oh, yeah, and then he just joined us. So, basically, I'll be just chatting to him about his career, about the things that, gets him going and his career in the space so far. So, yeah, man, shout out to Just Mo for joining us. Yo, Just Mo.
What up, man?
Bro, like you're punctual, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man, I had to fight Sabby to get out of studio. So I made it on time.
Yeah, yeah. And I just missed your set. I was like, yo, I was rushing to listen to your set. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, but I did catch your last interview on YFM, where
okay.
you were talking about your set. So yeah, man, for those who missed it, bro, how was your set like, man?
It was very cool, man. I played a lot of local tracks because YFM trying to push local music.
Mm-hmm.
More and more right now because I think the artists need it now.
Mm.
So it's all about just pushing great underground house music and deep house music. Basically, just pushing the new stuff that I get. I mean, you get so much music. I get so much music, dog. Like a lot of music.
Mm.
So just some of the stuff that I play also on my show, and then
Mm-hmm.
just brought it to the live mix. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's interesting when you say you get a lot of music. Like on average, how many submissions rather do you get a week?
Submissions, not a lot, but when I talk about promos, you know,
Mm.
like
Mm.
promos every day I possibly get like between 3 to 5 promos every day,
Mm.
Monday to Friday, Monday to Monday, you know,
Mm. Mm.
because everybody's got their own different schedule. So sometimes it'll be 10 in a day, sometimes it'll be two, but mostly
Mm.
it's average between 3 to 5, you know. And
Okay.
yeah, that's where I get a lot of my music from. I also buy music sometimes.
Mm.
If there's a track that I'm really feeling that I want to get my hands on, and
Mm.
yeah, I just go and buy it. I mean, support music. That's what it's all about. But most of the time, I'll say 90% of the time is just promos.
Mm.
You know?
Okay. I know, dope, dope. You know, I'm gonna ask you more about the music later. Since we don't have much time. But yeah, man. Just more,
I
bro.
got all day, bro. Carry on. I got all day.
Oh, you got all day.
I got all day, man.
Yeah, man, just to take it back a bit, you're from Polokwane, and
I was born in Polokwane, yes.
you were born. Okay, yeah, because I wanted to clarify because you strike me as a Joburg guy, um,
Yeah.
but they say you're from Polokwane, so yeah, man, tell me a bit about your upbringing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I was born in Polokwane, then lived in a small place just out of Polokwane called Hamasheshane. Lived there for a bit until I was about maybe 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came to Joburg like in the early 90s. And then, I mean, yeah, I was about 5 or 6. So basically, you can say I grew up here, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I walk, talk Joburg and all of the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you would say I'm a Joburg guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I always rep Limpopo whenever I can.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta always big up basically where you come from. And every time I try to go home, uh, well, home now currently is Burgersfort, which is just outside of Polokwane as well. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever I try to go back home, always getting love, man. People back home always show love. That's the nice thing about it. So you can't walk around being all snobbish when you go back home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, but grew up in Joburg, south of Joburg. Went to school there and all of that. Yeah.
Mm. Man, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I've noticed that a lot of deep house guys, not just deep house, like a lot of guys that make really either commercial house music or deep house music are from the Limpopo province. And I've always wondered why, guys like the Capo, Chama Music, commercial guys like, what's his name? I forgot his name. But you know what I mean? Like, a lot of guys are from Limpopo and they make house
Bomonada, King
music.
Monada.
Monada. What is it about Limpopo you think that makes such dope house music producers in particular?
You know, I've also asked myself the same question. Like I said, I left there when I was very young, so I never grew up that side that much. So, but I do know one thing is that the guys never had the same opportunities we had. So, but they always have the hunger, you know? They've got the hunger for it and the drive for it. And they're just, Limpopoan guys are just downright nice people, you know? They're just respectful, nice people. But coming to the music, man, they've got that thing on lock, you know? Like, I don't even know where it comes from. I can't even begin to tell you where it comes from because I don't even know myself, but it's just there. It's something that we have, you know? I can't explain it. If I knew, I would let you know. But once I find out, I'll let you know.
You know what? I'm considering doing a docu on that just to find out, you know, and just as a reference, like I know in hip hop, like Northwest, they are very big with music because of they have Lucas Mangope back in the day had Mabana, you know, a cultural hub. So they would go there because, you know, creatives were given opportunities. That's why a lot of them are actresses and musicians and all that. So I've always been curious about Limpopo. I'm like, I wonder.
I don't know. I don't know if there was a hub like that, like a creative hub, you know, a place where people can just go and just express the arts. I have no idea if there was such a place like that. It would be nice to have. I mean, that's great foundation, you know, for anyone in the arts. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it would have been great if all provinces could have that. Maybe you'll get more people from wherever, Northern Cape, wherever, doing all types of great music. Because if you look about music, I would say the top provinces that are like thriving in music or people that come from these provinces come from Gauteng, you know, Northwest, Limpopo, or KZN. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Free State here and there, you know, your Prince KBs and, you know, and all of that. But predominantly, it's always like Gauteng, Northwest, or Limpopo, or KZN. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, and I rep Northern Cape, and I can tell you now for free, there's nothing for creatives there, man. You know, nothing at all.
Yeah,
You know,
I've been there as well. So yeah, I can imagine. So I don't
yeah.
know what needs to be done or what the Department of Arts and Culture needs to do or something. Remember, like there was these music conferences that were happening in Joburg, like the SAMCs that were happening in Joburg,
Yeah.
and then they moved to Durban. They were just Joburg and Durban, Joburg, Durban, you know, and they tried to spread them across the country and you know things like that. But some regions just don't have the resources, bro.
Yeah, man,
At
and
all.
there's a budget. There's a budget for it, but we never see it. But anyway, man, politics aside, so yeah, man, you know, and then you know, you're from the south, right? So I can
Yeah.
imagine, you know, like just having an upbringing in the south in Gauteng, you know, you're from the era of the like the YFM days during the early days. What
Yeah.
do you remember the moment when you were like, you know what, screw it, I want to get into music, I want to be a DJ. What made you get into that space?
I always wanted to DJ, especially in high school, and I just couldn't wait to finish so I could, you know, do something, you know, with DJing. But then I was studying IT, then I worked in IT for a bit after high school, and then it was just early, man. A couple of years later. Well, actually, I was already DJing by that time. So, but a couple of years later, I was like, screw it. I want to follow what I want to do, you know? I want to follow my passion, which is music and the DJing. So I gave up like a 9 to 5, you know, and said, screw this. I'm going to run after this dream. And I approached a couple of stations, you know, back then, a few stations. But then YFM was having this internship program, you know? The internship program, I tried the first time, I didn't get in. And then I tried again, and fortunately, I got in. Actually, the funny thing is that they took like 12 candidates, right? Right? They already chosen them, okay? And I was number 13, basically, in a way. So number 12 got into a car accident and couldn't make it. So
Ooh.
they called me in. Talk about
Damn.
your lucky stars, you know what I mean? So it was one of those things. They were like, do you want to do this? I was still working full time. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, I put in my resignation, you know, at the IT company, and I was like, whatever. Then I came to do the internship program, and yeah, just started hustling hard from there because I was already a DJ, like in clubs, parties, 18s, 16s, 20, whatever, 21st, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took that leap and I was like, this is what I want to do every day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are doing what they don't want to do, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that, and that's not cool. You like, oh, I gotta go to work. You know, people like that. Oh my god, I must go to work. You know, you
Yeah.
wanna jump, and be like, and run to work. You know, you wanna
Yeah.
run to work and be in a space and environment where you feel comfortable in and where you feel happy about, and you know, it doesn't feel like a job. You know, sometimes it's tiring, it's long hours, but it doesn't feel like a job. So that's what I did. That's when I decided I was like, this is what I want to do. You know,
Mm.
yeah.
Lindy Wadube is being silly. She's asking if you miss your dreadlocks.
Not at all. Aish, not at all, man. I had them for a long time,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't miss my dreadlocks at all.
Okay, I have a follow-up question, man. You know, when you quit like a steady job to pursue like a career in the entertainment space, you know, like for example, now we know that a lot of DJs are struggling because of the pandemic. How did your family react, or people close to you react with you leaving like security, you know, a stable
Yeah,
job, and then to pursue DJing?
my father was like, "You quitting a job and all of this, you know, where you gonna get money and whatever?" I was like, "I'll find a way," you know. My mother was like, "Do what you want to do. You're still young." I was like 22 or 23 at the time. She's like, "Just go for it. You know, you're still young. Go for it." And getting a blessing from, you know, your family and people that, you know, appreciate you, that's the best thing.
Mm.
I mean, I was gonna go either way, whatever they said anyway, you know, regardless of what they were gonna say. Like, it's my life, you know.
Yeah.
um so so there's no two ways about it, you know. It's, I was gonna do it regardless of whatever, money or not, money or not. Even to say I tried and failed,
Mm.
it's better than me sitting there be coding, be like, damn, what if,
You
you
know,
know.
you know what I've noticed? I've noticed that a lot of DJs either studied IT or sound engineering. Have you
Yeah,
noticed?
a lot of them as well. And
Yeah.
funny enough, even to go back to my high school days, you know, in high school, you're trying to figure out yourself, right?
Mm.
I tried, you tried all the extracurricular activities. You tried soccer, rugby, whatever. I'm not a sport guy. You can see, my man. Like, and then, but in school, we had a sound crew that took care of the mics and the CD players for assembly and school concerts, all of that. And then I just joined that, and I was like, this is more what I want to do. I think I was like 14 at the time, you know.
Mm.
And then just from there, working with mics and amps and lighting and sound, that's what sparked, you
Mm.
know, the love for DJing. Because everybody loves music at some point. If you want to take it further, that just helped
Yeah.
ignite that, you know,
Yeah.
that little sparkity spark.
And and now you know you're young. You just quit your job, and then now you're like, I'm getting to the industry. That's what I want to do full time. And then now you are faced with the challenges and the politics of being a DJ.
Yeah.
Um, just tell me a bit about that. Like, you know, you're talented, you know, good music. I'm sure, I don't know, I'm assuming that like when you first started, it was kind of like tough to break in. What were some of the challenges?
um, that you knew, okay, number one. For me, I'm talking for me personally, that you're a new guy. Everybody knows about you. They've heard of you. You're just this guy that's killing it. Somewhere there, they don't know where. Somewhere you're just making noise, and they're not responsive in a good way. You know what I mean? Let me break it down to you, bro. It's a dog eat dog world. There's gang competition. It's all about competition. You know, some people feel threatened by you. Others have been like, hey, you the same as me. You know, those are the people I get along with. Hey, you the same as me. You know, come play at my events, I play at your events. You know, those are the people that I try to stick with. And especially, I won't gonna lie, especially with like deep house, there's deep house societies, there's deep house cliques, there's, you know, crews and whatever. And that one doesn't mess with that one because that one, I don't know, thinks he plays better than that one. And I was just like, oh my God, is this what you people are into? Like, is this music is bigger than all of us, you know? So a lot of people never took into me because I was always that guy that was like, I'm not going to run after you. I'm not going to chase anybody. Yeah, I'll call you once. Hey, can I come play at your event? If you say no or I'll think about it, I'll be like, okay, cool. You let me know. And then we leave it at that. Whether you call or don't call, it's up to you. You know what I mean? So in the beginning, it was like that, you know, until you start getting popular. Then everybody wants to call you. But being me, I don't hold grudges. I'll be like, yeah, remember that one time I called you, but you never. I'll be like, I'll gladly do it, bro. Because I know why. It's bigger than me and you. It's bigger than everybody. It's all about the music. That's what people don't understand. That's what people always forget. The music, dog. It's all about the music.
Wow, you know, and that's really big of you, you know, to you know, forgive and forget and be like, oh, cool, you know, you didn't want to put me on 3 years
Hey, dude,
ago.
it's whatever. Like everybody, it's nothing personal. You know what I mean? For some people it might be, but for me it's like, oh, okay. Maybe his lineup was full. All right, sharp. You know,
Yeah.
I'll catch the next one. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just that's just the person that I am. You know, I can't be like, hey, that guy, whatever, or this person, or that events company, or that club, or nah.
Yeah. It's about the music, man. And, you know, right now, South Africa, we're at a very good place as far as production is concerned, you know, in my opinion, because 15, 20 years ago, when you heard a dope house song and it was locally produced, people will say, yo, you know, this doesn't sound South African. You know, now we don't even, we're like, oh, flip, you know, if a song is produced by a local producer,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, that's dope. We don't have that thing anymore. No, it's at jazz or it's Lars. So right now, bro, who are some of your favorite local producers and why?
Oh man, I got too many to mention because I'm always discovering new ones because of all the promos, you know. But like, guys have always been. It's basically for me, it's guys that I've always been listening to that I keep like top 10, top 5, or whatever. And then there's new guys that come along that I start liking with, you know, like start liking the music. Like Sculptured Music is one guy. I mean, I used to work with him. He used to work at YFM as well. You know, he used to play me his music back then. He still play me his music now. I love his music. Chama Music as well is one of those guys that I've known for a number of years now as well. Cuba. These are all guys that I, you know, associate with. I would say if the class of house music is that's who we are. Then you also got new guys coming up, like guys that are releasing on like Kid Funk's label, like Stay True Sounds. He's finding a lot of cool guys, you know what I mean? Guys like Chivo, Chronicle Deep is another one. Edward as well. Pierre Johnson. You know, also the guys in the Afro House sound as well. There's a lot of guys that are making super music. You know, there's just too many that I can't say that these are my top favorites. That's like an unfair question, honestly. You know, if you have to think about it. So
Yeah.
I just love I just love all the guys that are pushing good music right now. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like it's crazy. Like most of the guys that you've mentioned is guys that I also follow that I think are very talented. But you know, for some odd reason, you know, they're not really cracking the mainstream. You know, Chronicle Deep is one of them.
Yeah.
Sculptured Music is one of them. Okay, Chama Music is kind of like, you know, he's kind of like out there. But where do you think there's a disconnect between these guys and the masses?
Not necessarily a disconnect, bro. These guys are still up and coming. All right. There's a stage in your career where you have to. Everybody goes through it, up and coming, and they might not have the knowledge of taking their career forward, or they might not have that fast action plan. But trust me, if their music keeps going the way it's going, they'll get there.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because if you look at, for example, why if you say like a South African guy is good at jazz, but he's not quite there. At jazz has been producing for like over 25 years.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's a long game. It's a long game. It's not an overnight game. If it was an overnight game, I mean, people come and go, you know. But those people that we're speaking about, those guys have a long career ahead of them, and they're still getting there. You know, they just need to associate themselves with the right people. Try and get their music to as much DJs as they can, and always be on the lookout for what's happening. You know, and get your music to the people as well. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys still don't buy music, unfortunately. So then upload mixes or do something with all your tracks, or show a video of you in studio working on new stuff. You know, show some bit of content, you know? Because the crowd only gets fed by what DJs, radio, maybe like mixed DJs on radio are given. Since there's no clubs now, you know? Like when there was clubs, producers would give DJs their music, right? Those DJs would go and play it to the crowds, creating that, oh wow, that's someone new. I need to find out who that is. Shazam. Then you go search for their music, you know? Now that's gone for now. You got to try other ways, other alternatives as well. Guys also need to take initiative as well and take their craft seriously. You know, I know a lot of DJs that have 9 to 5s and producers that have 9 to 5s, but they're balancing them very well and pushing their music and their DJing like as much as anybody, you know? So it's also up to the artists themselves as well to get yourself out there as well, you know? It's not about being a next superstar or the next rock star. If that's what you want, hey, then you'll get that eventually. You just got to work at it, you know? That's what it is.
You know, like in the deep house culture, like with the Mapiano culture, the culture is very much, you know, release a song as soon as it's hot off the PC or hot off Fruity Loops or whatever software you use. You know, you don't even do a lot of mix and mastering. You publish the song either on a free link or you put it on digital platforms, but the song is out there. They don't really care about selling their music, you know. But when you look at the deep house culture, you know, guys are a bit more protective of their music, you know. It's more about exclusive. They even have a term called unshareable. Unshareable music. So for me, you know, I've always been kind of like curious. I'm like, okay, cool. Why is that culture in deep house for DJs or, you know, producers? Why do they keep their music so close to their chest?
I've never understood that as well. It sometimes also goes back to the click thing that we were speaking about earlier on, right? If you fucks with someone, that's who you mess with, and then you'll just keep supplying them with that thing. Maybe that's one of the reasons, but I've never understood it as well, because you want your music to be out to the people, right? But then you don't give it to enough guys that actually have influence and circulate it. That has boggled my mind for the longest time. I have had many instances where, like, I literally have to inbox guys, be like, yo, send me the song. I heard it on someone's mix, you know? I'm not going to call them and be like, how come I don't have this song? You know? Nah. I'll be like, yo, dude, send me this track. I like it. The guy probably he's probably in his studio. He doesn't even know me or whatever. And then he's, you know, all of a sudden, someone's asking him to get his track. Then I do something with the song and take it somewhere else. Then I give it to someone else and I give it to someone else. That's how it should be, you know? I don't mind calling guys. Me, I'll call you, bro. If I want something, I'll call you. And people call me too. And it's just how it works. That's the way it goes, you know? But guys holding things close to them, exclusive, they give 50 people, then you number 51. You know, I've never understood that. Like me, when I send out promos, I send to everybody. Everyone at the same time. Play it, don't play it, whatever. You know,
Mm.
that's how it is. And yeah, man, that's just basically how I feel about it, man. You know.
Okay. Yeah, no, cool. Stava, the DJ wants to know, he's been DJing since 2009 and he hasn't gotten any far. So he's been DJing for like more than 10 years, but he feels like he hasn't gotten any far. So he's looking for some advice.
Some advice. I always go back to like my experiences. Start in your community. If I don't know, if the guy next door you doesn't know you're a DJ, the guy that lives next door you doesn't know you're a DJ, how am I supposed to know that you're a DJ? Start with your community. Spread your wings around your area and your surrounding areas. Be known as the hottest guy in that area. Push mixtapes, upload mixtape. I used to drive around handing out CDs to people. Like I used to make mixes and hand them out to people. There was Facebook and all of that, but we didn't have those links and upload links, those mix clouds and all of that stuff. It was just MySpace at the time. So now it's easier for you. Upload your mixes, okay? Because we're talking about current situations. There's no clubs. Build your brand from your phone, your laptop, what you have in front of you, okay? Upload. SoundCloud, Mixcloud, whatever clouds, fucking any cloud, put your music out there. Put your mixes out there, number one, okay? Then also approach radio DJs that have mix shows. You can approach myself, you can approach whoever, Euphonic, you can approach Kid Funk, you can approach, there's so many stations in South Africa that have mix shows for DJs. Actually, we're blessed because every single radio station in South Africa, everyone, I'm sure there's a house show somewhere there. You know what I mean? So target those people, know who the players are, know who you need to speak to or inbox. I get inboxes every day, and then I tell people, hey, send me your mix. Just mo at yfm.co.za, and if it's dope, we'll play it. Easy as that. You need to be a bit more proactive as well. Stay away from politics. And when clubs do open up, don't approach resident DJs, because those people have a problem. You know what I mean? Approach the promoter, approach the owner of the establishment, approach someone who makes decisions, and be like, yo, I want to play in your establishment, I want to play in your club. I know you don't have time to listen to my mix. They'll usually send you to the sound guy or whatever, but pester those people. Because they're not going to give you, no one's going to be like, there's no open decks anymore. There's no open decks sessions. So you need to be proactive and go find those places and find those spaces, because the challenges I faced back then are different now. You know what I mean? Two things have changed. We're closer now as a community of people. I can reach anybody at any time. As to back then. And then the problem now is that there's too many DJs. There's a whole lot of DJs, it's so saturated. It's like, see, it's everybody's a DJ, man. Everybody's a DJ. Yo, and that's tough. It's tough now because competition is hectic now, There's guys every day learning how to mix, learning how to produce. So, I know. So, like, you need to set yourself apart as well, be different, be unique to yourself and your style, and eventually it'll pick up. Other instances where people be like, hey bro, you're not getting that many bookings, I'll be like, yeah, I mean, I get my bookings, but then they're like, yeah, maybe if you played piano because that's what's popular now. I was like, I like piano, I listen to it, but I don't play it. That's just not what I do. The next guy can, or whoever can. When the Afro House movement was so huge, like around 2011, 2012, I was still playing deep house. It's up to you. You can go with the times if you want. You'll be thrown all over the place. If you're fine with that, that's up to you. I play what I want to play. And I play how I want to play it. And that's how I do it. And then tell a story through your music. Like I was telling Sabi, your sets must tell a story. Your sets must be unique. There must be like something distinctive about you. You understand?
Yeah, no.
Can't be monotonous.
That's
You gotta change it up.
that's very solid advice, man. And Stava says thank you. He appreciates it. He's won competitions, and but he didn't get far. I think Stava, you know what, bro? I don't know you, but I think you're one of those dudes. You are too focused on the art, and then you don't look at the other factors. And I think you need to be like wholesome. You need to look at everything else, because you can be dope,
Yeah.
but if you don't take care of the whole, ecosystem, then your career will suffer. So, but Just More
Definitely.
just gave you very, very, very dope insights and very, very dope advice. But Just More. So now, just following up on your advice, now you have your mix. Now you keep inboxing Just More, Kid Funk, and all that and all that. And some guys
Yeah.
do it too much. Recently DJ Shimza lost his cool on Twitter and told that guy off because he's like, "Hey, my dude, like leave me alone, man," because this guy was trying to get on lockdown. Like,
Yeah. I
how
mean,
do you balance hassling, and not pestering people? Like, how do you strike a balance between pestering and hassling?
there's, like you say, there's hustling and hassling. Learn the difference. Okay. Um, I get inboxes, WhatsApp messages, lots of guys wanting their mixes. And our advice I'd give the guys is like, if you can send a mix, if I send you a mix today, né, and I don't say anything in a week, just inbox me again, be like, yo, did you get the mix? Whatever, whatever. Just keep checking now and then. And while you checking now and then, always make new mixes and fresher mixes. Because maybe by the time I want to play your mix, it's 3 months old. You know? So always keep fresh mixes as well. And you'll get your time. You will get your time eventually. You know? It's just a matter of, we have a lot of mixes. We're inundated with a lot of mixes. We have to prioritize. We have to do our own mixes. We have to, make sure everything is done, the legal stuff and all of that. So just be patient as well. And just also be like, yo, check in now and then, While you're checking in with me, hit up another guy. Check in with him, Send him a different mix. And don't send us all the same mix. That's like, please, Send him another mix. And then someone will reply eventually and be like, oh, shit, this kid is good. Let's put him on 30-minute mix here or an hour mix there. Eventually someone will respond. You just knock on all those doors. Someone will respond. You know what I mean? But I know those guys that just keep pestering. I keep my cool. I'm just like, yo, dude, I'll get back to you, bro.
Yeah.
Eventually, you get tired of doing this at the same door.
Yeah.
You get tired. Like, your hand will start.
Some guys are persistent, man. But anyway,
Yeah.
shout out to Miss Artist, the manager. She says she misses you as a music manager. Byron says you're a legend. Shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Sorry if I missed your comment. And also, I wanted to just add on to your comment about resident DJs. Resident DJs have this thing of sabotaging people. Either they mess with the equipment, or why do they do that?
Because they feel threatened. They're scared. I've had many instances where, many to mention, you get to an establishment. Number one, these niggas don't greet you. You greet them, they don't greet you back. Like, they just like look at you all funny. And I've never understood it because, like, I'm not there to take your job. I'm not gonna now play there every week now. You there every week. I'm just coming once a month, maybe once every 3 months. I've always kept them at a distance because of my experiences. I've had places where someone killed the lows, while I'm playing. Halfway through my sets, on the amps, they killed the lows. So all you heard was just like highs and mids, like there was no bottom end, Then I'll be like, guys, what's happening? Like, they just look at you and be like, I don't know. And also, man, it's jealousy as well. I'm not ashamed to say it. People are jealous as well of whatever they think I have or whatever they think that guy has, you know. So they're trying to keep their bread and butter safe because here's just more. Oh shit, this guy's so good. He's gonna make me look like an idiot, you know, things like that. Be. I'm not saying be honored or whatever. Just be embracing. Be like, oh, cool, you coming here? Let's hear you play. Then maybe I can give you my mixtape or whatever, or my song, you know, things like that. That's what our advice I can give to them. I mean, I was a resident DJ years back, but that has never ever crossed my mind once. You know what I mean? So it's a very strange thing that.
Yeah, and also, you know, that's why some DJs would rather go to a place and you know, play with a controller or a laptop because they feel like,
to protect themselves. Yes.
yeah, but also there's a bit of, you know, controversy around that, playing with a laptop as a house DJ or a controller. You know, what's your take on that? Because some people see it as cheating.
My take on that is it's not cheating. You're still doing the same thing. The same music is still going out. Um, it's like driving a car, you know? Some guys want automatics, some guys want manuals, others want to push their cars, you know? It's different. You're still driving a car at the same time. So I've never ever looked at a DJ that plays on Serato or Tractor or any of those other devices as like he's cheating or anything like that. It's just how he wants to play his music, and it's all about the music. It's each to their own, bro. I mean, the world is your oyster, so play whatever you want to play, however you want to play it, bro. There's no rules to this thing, dog. There's no, you know. I'm just trying to
DJ Finger
charge my
says,
phone here, bro.
I know, cool. DJ Finger says CDJ 2000s are cheating.
How so? I was pushing my ass off just now in 2000s, you know. So it's not cheating. Because a lot of people don't know what it is. Like, because they have the tempo and the quantize options. Those you can only use when you're using a record box. You know, there's functions there that you can't use with normal CDJs. Some of them need record box or Serato. So I don't know what he means by that. So, you know, because I just play with USBs.
Yeah,
Took me
man.
long to get onto USBs. I used to play CDs for the longest time because I played vinyl before that, and I liked vinyl. You know what I mean?
It's so sobering to hear, you know, someone who used to play with vinyls and CDs to, you know, to not hate on the laptop DJs.
Because if you've been there before, you see where things have gone. You can't hate. You know, it's like saying someone that used to walk to school hates someone, you know, that has a car, or it's someone that invented the car. You can't. It's technology. Just go forward, bro. You know what I mean? I started DJing at 16, bro, on vinyl. 16. There were CDJs. I think there were CDJ 400s or 300s, the first ones. I only saw a CDJ maybe 3 or 4 years after I started DJing. So you can't hate on what other people use or what mediums they use. But if a DJ wants to go there and beatbox a house song that'll make people dance, he can do that. It's up to him, you know?
Yeah.
Each to their own, brother.
Each to their own. So you were in the media space, and you know, you also behind the scenes, and I assume you also have a say in lineups of events or stations and all that type of stuff. So there's always that quota thing of people saying like, yo, this lineup has too many men. You know, I remember like Deep in the City, there was a thing on Twitter because people felt like there are too many men on the lineup. You know, we need female DJs. So, you know, I know that there's a lot of like dope female DJs, But do you think in 2020 there's still space for people to be talking about female DJs need to be empowered?
Yes, more now than ever. You need to empower female DJs now more than ever, bro. The whole world is empowering women from all industries. Why not? Why not? Why not the DJ industry as well? You know, women DJs, like I've come across some of the greatest female DJs ever in my time. I've seen them all. I've played with them all. They know music. They know how to play music. You know, but they don't get the opportunities. That's why I try to put on a lot of ladies on my show as well. Not only in August. Can't have females mixing on your show in August only. Put them on throughout the whole year. That's what we do. And even at my events, I used to do events. I used to put on a lot of lady DJs as well. I'd at least have at least one, minimum one. You know, and that's just my way of being like, there's too many guys here, bro. Like, we need to diversify this thing. You know, get more ladies playing on your lockdown parties and all of these other TV shows, your Trace house parties and all of that. The time is now, bro. The time is now for those ladies to get the shine out there. And if you are in a position where you decide lineups and things like that, it's in your best interest. I would advise you to hook up the ladies up there, because they also have a following. They inspire other ladies as well. I mean, YFM now started a new mix show with just ladies on it, just girls, bro, no guys, things like that, you know. And that's the way we're gonna grow the industry. They can't just be dancers on stage. They must also be DJs. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So on YFM, you've got a show on Friday and on Sunday, and the format is a bit different. So obviously you have insights on, you already know what's coming before it comes. So 2020 in December, like, what do you think we'll be jamming to in South Africa?
In house or in what music?
House music.
Hey man, house music. It goes again to my personal thing and the way I feel, bro. No one can tell the future, number one, okay? But I can predict that a certain movement will just be what we're jamming to, right? When clubs eventually open up, like I say, the underground scene is alive and it's thriving and it's huge and it's, you know, it's supported by so many people. That's just going to get a bigger platform than what it already has now. Unfortunately for COVID, we would have seen bigger stages, bigger festivals of like deep house festivals and deep house events, because that's the space that I'm in as well, you know? So I can't talk about, there could be a Gqom song that's coming now that's going to just take the summer and no one knows. Or there could be a piano song, you know, that's mainstream things. But when you're talking about in our circles, like the underground music, that's what's going to be, that's what we're going to be dancing to. You know, I can't say who's going to have the countdown song. That I can't say. I mean, Kabza released the album recently. I've not even heard one song, you know, because I just have so much music to go through. Like, maybe something from there will be the countdown song because of what genre's popping right now. Da Capo might have something. Cuba might have a number one song. So we definitely don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is that the industry is wide open, bro. It's anybody's game right now. It's wide open. And guys that are working and making music, the time is now to release music, get a bit of traction. By the time it hits springtime, by then you should be dropping your second or third single. By the time it's summertime, it could be your time, you know? Because there's a wave. The music industry, there's a wave. So you just got to ride it. But right now, the industry is like this.
It's for the taking.
It's anybody's game, Baba. Anybody can take it.
Yeah, man. Second last question, bro. And you, like, you know, what are your plans for the remainder of the year? You know what? Let me not limit you to the year. you know, what is just more doing like for your brand moving forward?
There's a lot of things that I'm working on that I actually cannot talk about right now. There's something that's coming. It's got to do with music as well. And I'm also want to push my brand more this year, because I know I suck at the social media stuff. I'm struggling with that. Like, I didn't even know how to join you on Instagram. You know, I had to figure out. So I need to be more proactive when it comes to my social media game, because I only tweet like twice a week. I tweet on Fridays and Sundays. So I need to be more out there. That's a promise to myself.
Yeah.
And then music is what I'm working on. Working on a couple of releases this year. Working on my own production as well, which I still need to finish. I take forever to make music. That's my problem. I take a long time. So when it's ready, it's ready, bro. When it's ready, I'll release it. But this year, Jay, I must release something this year. Maybe around end of September or early September.
Okay.
And for me, I'm gonna target radio. I don't care about what you DJs want to hear me do or whatever. I want to get it to the masses. I'm not here to please anybody. I'm here to get the most ears. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't care who's the deepest, who's the dopest, who's the most techiest, who's the most Afro. I want to release a song that everybody be like, wow, that's a nice song, you know. But obviously it'll be house, you know. So that's what I'm working on now, and just pushing the brand more, and obviously the radio shows. Because those I have to, you know. It's my job, you know.
It's your job, Baba.
Hey, bro, it's your job. Hey.
What's your take on Afrotech? I always ask this question because that's my favorite genre right now.
Afrotech is dominance, bro. It's dominance in sound. It's dominance in the clubs, and also in Europe. A lot of Europeans are being fed this Afrotech stuff, and they're doing their own takes on it, and they are definitely pushing it out there. You know. There's a lot of guys, man, that are making good Afrotech sound, but locally we have it on lock, you know. Locally, it's definitely, we've got it on lock. The Afrotech guys are killing it, like your Cubas, your Kususa, your Argento Dusts. All these guys are just making great music, and that's a powerhouse, bro. That is a genre that's like, I can compare it to techno. Not the sound. I can compare the movement to techno, what techno in Europe, with its following and its mass appeal, you know, and its loyal listeners and people that punt it. You know what I mean? And it's just a train. There's just no one stopping it, bro. You know, it's just coming and just keeps coming. And it's club music. It's definitely gonna make you dance music, you know.
Okay.
So Afrotech is power, man. I like it for the energy, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's the next wave, man. I think it's gonna make like.
Yeah.
I think Afrotech is gonna make niggas millionaires. You know,
Yes.
like superstar millionaires.
Yes.
That's where,
I mean,
you know, I see Amapiano is cool here locally, but I think Afrotech is gonna make niggas millionaires. But anyway, man, look, man, thank you so much for your time, just more. We really appreciate you, man. You know, and
I got a
thanks
question
for
for
pushing.
you, actually.
Yeah.
Someone posted on my Facebook page. They want to know something about when artists do collabos with international artists, né? And they do a feature with international artists. How do they make it work when it comes to royalties working with international artists? Can you answer that?
Damn, that's a tough question. You know, I know that
All about the money, bro.
yeah. So I know that Samro, correct me if I'm wrong. If you register your song with Samro, that's global. So they give you like a number, and is it ISRC code, right? So
Yeah,
that
that you
number,
get from Risa.
yes, Risa and some, yeah, Risa or Samro. So that code allows you to track your music globally, and you know there are other publishing platforms or houses like, is it Sampra? There's quite a few that
Yeah, there's a few
protect
of
your
them.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you publish your music globally, you know you own the rights to that music. So even if they play your song, you know, internationally, you still get your royalties. Just like how Nicki Minaj is in America, but she gets her royalties from YFM, for example. You know, but for me, I think the key thing about partnering with like an international artist is just getting your name in a different market. So if it's an artist from London, then you know they will introduce you to the London market, and then you can get bookings from there. And that's how you
Yeah.
can actually make the real money, especially when it comes to house music, because house music is not like you know, it doesn't play on commercial platforms.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just getting your name out there. I
Yeah.
think that's how you can
Yeah.
make your money with
That is a
international.
message coming through from Mutibedi Tsolane out in Sasolburg. He wanted me to ask you that. But I can
Oh,
also add on to that. You're correct, you know,
mm,
with registering your music. There's different bodies, like you say, right? The main one, ne? The
mm,
main one is Samro. Start there as an artist, right?
mm,
And then you eventually will be elected as a member. It takes almost 10 years to be elected a member.
mm,
Okay? Full member. I'm talking full member. You can be a member, you know,
mm,
like a tentative member for Samro, depending on how much content you put out and all of that. So you start with Samro, register your Just More Records there as a publisher, you know,
mm,
and then Just More as the artist to the publisher. So I am published by my own company, okay?
mm,
Right? Then you go to RISA, and then you get a ISRC code, right?
mm,
It's an international standard recording code, I think it's called, okay?
mm,
Then they give you a unique number. Then from there you generate your ISRC number, okay? And
mm,
then going forward, every song you make, you just add a number one. You just up the digit, up the year and the digit, going forward and going forward.
mm,
So to answer Mutibedi's question, that's definitely how it works. So I will approach a Jadine Veda or whoever, right?
mm,
We make a song. I register it here in SA, right? And then give her a percentage of the royalties, whatever you agree on, right?
mm,
Her in Canada, she goes and registers with SOCAN, right?
mm,
Her own song as well, or part of a song that was done in SA, right?
mm.
So that's how these things can also interlink as well. But also, codes are lifelong, you know. So
Mm.
those things just keep going and going and going. So that's another way
Yeah.
how you collect your royalties. But it takes a long time, and you need a lot of stations playing your music, or a lot of TV stations playing your music for you
Mm.
to get something. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight.
It takes a long
And
time, but some people it does. Some people it doesn't.
mm, Garth,
Yeah.
Garth Brown says it's just adding on. He says like, yeah, collecting bodies track your number via
Yes.
ISRCs, but also each territory has its own collecting body. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
like Canada has the SOCAN, America has ASCAP, we have SAMRO, SAMPRA, and whatever.
Mm,
Uh, in Britain, I think they use the PRS, you know, or GBR or something. Each territory, like you said, has its own collection society. So
mm.
they'll register it there, and then we'll register it here as well. So yeah, but it
Yeah,
always
yeah,
traces back to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And look, man, bro, I see Kid Funk is doing the thing with these records, Stay True Sounds, which reminds me of So Candy. do you think that SA will have another huge house label like Soul Candy?
Yes and no. The yes parts being that Stay True could be another Soul Candy. In a way, it could turn into that, right? The no part coming from Soul Candy was backed financially in a big way, you know, so they could license songs just like that. I mean, I did 2 compilations with Soul Candy, and I basically just picked whatever songs I wanted to license. I mean, some songs are charging $2,000 just to license them on your compilation. Others are $500. Others, you just give them a pack of beer, you know? It depends how it works. So the financial backing and the catalog that they've built over many years, we might not see that again. Because you must understand, Soul Candy was an indie. It wasn't a major. It was an indie. It was a powerful indie and run by very smart people that knew the business. So it was an indie that ran as a major, if you look at it that way. Now there's a whole bunch of indies out there, you know, that might not have the resources to put out as much content or feature even big artists on their labels, which might be a bit difficult for them, you know. So that's why I say there's a yes and no. So you never know. But Soul Candy is still there as a back catalog label, and they do Spring Fiesta and all of those things. So I don't know, man. Like it's
I know. I've always been curious. But anyway, look, man. Now there's like 3 minutes left. So thank you so much, bro. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. And yeah, man, we're looking forward to your projects. I hope you finish that music soon and share it with the rest of the world, because it doesn't belong to you, man. It belongs to the world.
I know I need to keep telling myself that. I always think that, but I'm just too hard on myself, you know? And also, you know, sometimes there's no inspiration. You know, during a pandemic, some people might not have inspiration, you know? So depends how you feel on the day. But I'll finish something this year. Either it's a single or it's an EP or it's a collabo.
Okay.
One of the 3. And then that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, cool. Before we go, Garth Brown says, I think once we understand that house is evolving and has multiple subgenres, we'll realize that it's possible. No, I agree with you, Garth. I agree with you.
Definitely. I agree too. There's many genres. You can make your own micro genre of house now in a whatever. You know? So it's like the universe. It's ever expanding, bro. It's just expanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Punk Betty. Just joined. You're late, bro. We're about to log off. Instagram is actually doing a countdown now.
All right. No problem, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Sharp.
And thanks to everybody who joined in. Have a good one.
Peace.
Word up.